Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Easter, and welcome to the FPHL Under Review Simulated Playoffs here on the Under Review's YouTube channel. I'm Casey Bryant, bringing you exclusive coverage of tonight's contest between the Danbury Hat-Tricks and the Watertown Wolves in a winner-take-all Game 3 scenario to be hosted at Danbury Arena. I want to give a very special shout-out to my two broadcast partners, hoping that they are keeping safe and having a happy holiday, to Jack O'Mara, who is at home in New Milford, and to Zach McGinnis, for whom this holiday holds a very special place in his heart, considering that he was there for the first Easter. So as a witness, I'm sure that this means a lot to him and his childhood back in that day. So we wish both of them the very best. As for the hockey game on tap for tonight, well, it's win or go home. Danbury Hat-Tricks dropped Game 2 in overtime in Watertown, so whether or not that gives Watertown any kind of momentum is up for debate, considering that momentum probably does not exist in the realm of ones and zeros. Nevertheless, decisive games are where heroes are made. Ryan Marker was the overtime hero last night for the Watertown Wolves, to no one's surprise, considering he is the highest rated player on the Watertown Wolves roster, and for good reason. He's one of the best players in the FBHL, winner of the Rookie of the Year award this season. So we'll see how things shake out tonight at Danbury Arena. We're going to turn you over now for Puck Drop from the Hat City. It's do or die time here at Danbury Arena in downtown Danbury, Connecticut, as the Watertown Wolves and Danbury Hat-Tricks square off for the decisive Game 3. Jeremy Pominville, who was spectacular in Game 2, but faltered at the end of regulation time as he allowed 2 goals in the final 90 seconds of the game to allow the Danbury Hat-Tricks to force overtime. Otherwise, Watertown really dominated the most of last night's contest. Tom McGuckin, who got off to a shaky start and was more solid as the game went on, was bested by a Ryan Marker breakaway in overtime, really no fault of his own. Danbury Hat-Tricks will be skating right to left on your YouTube screens, donning their alternate orange jerseys with black and white trim. Watertown, meanwhile, wearing their road silvers with black and blue trim. Vlad Port has his pocket picked by Nicola Levesque, but it will be kept in by Ryan Marker, and his try from the circle is blockered aside by McGuckin. Kept in by Vlad Port at the far side midboards, looking towards the middle of the ice. An errant pass finds its way out into the neutral zone, where it will be corralled by Powell. Powell looking across the way, now over to Derek Boudreau, who had a goal in last night's contest. Boudreau enters in, collides with his own man in Powell, now gets the puck down low and tries to slip it between the wickets of Tom McGuckin, but McGuckin will cover things up. 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the period. Lucas Bogjoul and Desjardins out, and Bogjoul and Desjardins both had goals in last night's contest, and Lucas scored in Game 1. This line has given headaches to the Danbury defense. Up the right wing, it's Johnny Ruiz. Ruiz trying to slide it over to Bronner, can't connect with him. It's picked off, and up comes Bogjoul the other way. Bogjoul up to Michael Desjardins. Bogjoul drags the toe, wrist shot sends it just wide of the blocker of McGuckin. Now up to the center of the ice where Steve Brown fields. Bronner has it stripped from him by Lucas. Sunstabo to the center of the ice, back out to Sunstabo. Bogjoul at the midboards. He's forced back to the blue line, dumps it in deep where Bronner will retrieve. Another pass that's intercepted by Watertown. Danbury's exit pass is very sloppy here in the early goings. That shot is blocked by the body of Shane Morrissey and picked up by Phil Bronner, and out come the Hat-Tricks in transition. Bronner slides it to Morrissey, down low for Ruiz. Ruiz loses the handle on it, into the corner it goes where Sunstabo picks it up. His pass gets it up to Bullard. Bullard entering in with King on his right. Bullard spins away from the defense. Centering pass intercepted by Listmeyer. Coughs it up. Here's King at the circle. That pass intercepted by Johnny Ruiz and carried out. Ruiz with Corey Anderson with him, but 4 Watertown Wolves surround Ruiz. He gets absolutely mauled in the corner. Slides it up the kick plate to Anderson. Anderson chips it down low for Ruiz. Centering pass intended for Dearson. Can't connect. And will be taken and carried out by Desjardins for Watertown, this being Dallas Desjardins. Looking towards the middle of the ice. Gets it across, but Cruz Listmeyer is there in orange and black. Now back the other way come the Hat-Tricks. Here's Dearson. Ambles to his right. Looking across the way. Gavrik has it. Shoots and scores! Vlad Gavrik gets the Hat-Tricks on the board. It's 1-0. And this line continues to be a moneymaker for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. This time the roles are reversed a little bit. It's normally been Gavrick who's been the playmaker, getting it to the center of the ice. This time it's Dearson and Anderson doing work. And finally the Hat-Tricks are able to connect with a series of passes. They've had difficulty finding tape to tape. They find Gavrick waiting at that near side circle, and he wires a wrist shot past Jeremy Pominville to give the Hat-Tricks the all-important first goal of the game. Well, momentum can turn on ahead in these games, but Vlad Gavrick with his first goal of the postseason. That'll be the Hat-Tricks' fourth line out there trying to keep the train a-rolling. Here's Kasich at the near side. Gets it out to the high slot, entering in Atwell. His shot is blocked. Hat-Tricks keep it in the zone, though, as here's Ethan Bush-Anderson crossing to Atwell. Bush-Anderson down low, Neely. Back out towards the blue line, and the Hat-Tricks will play pitch and catch. Atwell's long shot finds the boards, and nothing further, as Lamoureux will carry it out of the zone. Lamoureux stops short, centering pass intercepted. Here comes Kasich back the other way, slides it over to Mealy. Mealy feeds Bunnell in the slot, wrist shot, glove saved by Pominville, and he holds with 9:01 remaining in the first period. And we take a look at just how effective that third line has been, as Dearson and Gavrick both have 3 points in the series. They've been very effective over the course of this playoff. More effective, really, than the line that has been out here right now, the top line of Shinkarik, Levesque, and Bunnell. That shot is blocked. Atwell with a long shot. That was blocked in front as well. Bunnell has 3 points and Levesque has 2 goals. Carter Shinkarik an assist, but has been relatively quiet in the series. Disappointingly so for someone who has been the leading scorer for the Hat-Tricks in the regular season. Kenny Garrett out to Bush-Anderson. Back to Garrett. Down low. Here's Levesque with a shot save. Pominville. A rebound. Another stop. Pominville. How did he get a piece of that? Here's Port the other way. Laying out was Jeremy Pominville, and now sneaking one through the 5-hole, they score! After a miraculous stop by Pominville, the Wolves are able to answer back. Boudreau. We'll take another look at this. The initial shot was saved. A rebound just finds its way through the 5-hole after Pominville was laying down on his side saying, "Paint me like one of your French girls." And Boudreau finds the 5-hole, and the Wolves have evened up the score. What did we say? Momentum can swing at a moment's notice, and sometimes all you need is a big stop. And a fortunate bounce, as that one was not exactly the rocket that Derek Boudreau is capable of unloading, but rather just almost like a pool shot. More about the finesse than the velocity. Now with 6:17 to go in the first period, we're back to even, as here's Bullard and Dearson in the dot. Bullard wins it back to Powell. Powell checked by Anderson, puck pops out into the neutral zone. Retreating is Vlad Port, pursued by Anderson. Here's Powell. Crossing red line, blue line, entering in. Trying to get around Kenny Garrett. Gets it out towards the far side circle. King fanned on the shot. It went off of his skates. Retaining possession are the Wolves. Here's Bullard. Crossing now for another one-timer. That one's blocked by the body of Dearson. Forced out towards the Watertown bench. Hat-Tricks are able to get a partial change. Here's Dallas Desjardins sliding it to Bugjoul. Bugjoul skating in. Wrist shot. Glove save McGuckin. And he holds 4:09 remaining in the frame. We take a look at how Phil Bronner has been throwing his weight around. He and Steve Brown are both in the top 10 in hits in the playoffs, and which is unsurprising, considering that not only do they have the quantity of hits, but the quality of hits as well. They have sent the Watertown Wolves flying and given them plenty of black and blue to coincide with the color scheme on their jerseys. Sunstabo knocks it down low. Here's Sunstabo, forced against the boards by Morrissey. Listmayer banks it off the wall. Now out comes Bronner. Bronner with Morrissey to his left. Bronner forced off the puck. Good play by the Watertown defense there to force him to the perimeter. Here's Bogjoul. Crosses now to Lucas. Now to Desjardins, looking back down low for Lucas. Glove save by McGuckin. McGuckin looking sharp here in the early goings. Just one unfortunate bounce that went through his legs. Otherwise, his glove has been very active, and he's not allowing too many rebounds. Little, Bruce, and Sherman are out in the attacking zone for the Watertown Wolves, countered by Kasich, Mealy, and Bolin Porter. Coachman is knocked down to his knees. Sends it down low, intercepted by Brown, now picked up by Steve Mealy. Mealy will dump it in deep. Pominville will be at the field. Sends it up the wall to his teammates. Here's Bruce. Spins away from a defensive Steve Brown to the slot Sherman. Fanned on the shot as his stick was being lifted from behind by Listmayer. He gets a wraparound try off the padding of McGuckin. Out once more to Coachman. Coachman fumbles with the puck briefly, now takes a couple steps in. His shot, glove save McGuckin. They keep testing that glove side, and he's been there. Very active with the leather. As we take another look at the wraparound try there was a good play by Little as he was trying to evade the defensive stick of the Hat-Tricks defensive core that was planting itself in front of McGuckin. 18 ticks of the clock separate us from the first intermission. Here's a centering pass as that was Devaney knocked down to his knees. Puck will cross over to the blue line, and Devaney just off sides. And that will all but neutralize any scoring attempt for the Watertown Wolves here in the late goings of the first. Shinkarik and Marker will have one last face-off. Tied up, Boudreau slides it to Devaney, has a chance for one more shot, instead holds on to it, and that will do it for the first 20 minutes. 1-1 is your score. A fantastic save by Jeremy Pominville sets up an eventual equalizing goal. Tom McGuckin strong with the glove hand, but we find ourselves knotted up at 1. We'll be back for the second period on the Under Review YouTube channel. "40 minutes remains in regulation time between the Watertown Wolves and Danbury Hat-Tricks. Whoever scores the most in those 40 minutes will be moving on to the second round to take on the Elmira Enforcers. Up the left wing, flipping it towards the center of the ice as now the Hat-Tricks will be skating from left to right on your YouTube screens. Here's Carter Shinkarik with a back pass that's intercepted by Ryan Marker, and up come the Wolves. Devaney on the left side. Devaney is pile-drived into the boards by Aaron Atwell. Atwell getting in on the physicality. Here's Shinkarik. Shinkarik forced to the boards. Losing possession of the puck, now gets it back. Shinkarik out to the high slot. Back to Atwell, who tries to flip it down low, but is intercepted. Watertown doing a great job of puck hawking right now. Looking like Ty Law and Darrell Rivas out in the secondary. Loose puck out in open ice. Nicola Levesque will skate up and pick it ahead. Here's Morrissey. Morrissey crosses to his left. Shot blocked in front by the body of Vlad Port. Now Michael Desjardins on the left side. Desjardins enters in. He takes a hard check from Cruz Listmayer. Bogjoul in the corner. Bogjoul out to the point. Sunstabo. Sunstabo takes a check from Johnny Ruiz. Retains possession. Skates in. Centering pass broken up. Steve Brown unable to exit. Now he's finally able to give it to Morrissey, who's able to skate out of danger. Now down low, Ruiz. Shot save Pominville. Rebound is kicked out of danger by the defense. I believe that was Sunstabo. Bullard wraps it around the boards. Picked up by King. Out to Kalpozis. Listmayer to Ruiz. Bullard picks it off. Bullard's shot sent just wide. Boy, Danbury having a devil of the time escaping of their own zone. Here's Dallas Desjardins skating in and scoring! Too many failed attempts to get out of their own end, and Dallas Desjardins makes him pay. And that is Dallas. Well, after the umpteenth time this game of the Danbury Hat-Tricks trying to pass it out of their own end and having it intercepted or someone losing the handle on the puck, Desjardins has all the open space in the world to skate ahead, goes top shelf on McGuckin. For Dallas Desjardins, that is his first goal of the postseason. Now he and Michael Desjardins have postseason goals against the Hat-Tricks. As McGuckin covers the puck in his blue paint now, and the Hat-Tricks will go back to work as they trail for the first time in this contest. As we take another look at that particular shot, McGuckin almost didn't know where it was. He had to awkwardly kind of fall on it. It looked like Kenny Garrett was trying to keep the puck alive and instead skated it right underneath the padding of McGuckin. Little wins it back to the high slot. Lamoureux over to Coachman. Wolves will play the cycle game along the boards. Here's Sherman, has Little behind him, switches places with him. Now Little out to Coachman. Lamoureux sending it down low. One-time shot is snared by McGuckin. And another terrific shift here for the Watertown Wolves, pinning the Hat-Tricks and getting them on their heels. It'll be Kasich out to take the face-off to draw against Little. Kasich ties him up and wins it for the Hat-Tricks. They skate ahead, but are once more unable to skate it out of the zone. Now Garrett with another attempt to Bull and Porter to Tuma. Marty Tuma up to Matthias Kasich. Bull and Porter knocked down to the ice. Tuma sends it towards the net. Save Pominville, and a rebound is steered out of danger. Now Bogjoul tries to deke, forgets the puck. Kasich will kiss it off the glass and then get it in deep. Kasich and Coachman in the corner. Bogjoul up the right side, 10:45 to go in the second period. Down low, Michael Desjardins. Sunstable crosses. Here's Bogjoul. To the point, skating in, wrist shot, glove save McGuckin, and he holds. Danbury running to the hills like they're in an Iron Maiden song right now because they are retreating. Watertown doing a terrific job of forcing them back, pushing that line, and getting that time on attack number to go up. McGuckin with 10 saves in the contest right now on 12 shots. And another face-off win for Watertown. Here's King. Listmayer is knocked off the puck by King. King's shot, he scores! King simply bullies his way to a goal. Lane King is able to force Cruz Listmayer off this puck, fights his way past a Carter Shinkarik stick check, and he robs him blind. Get him a gun and a ski mask. Picking his pocket like Fagan and Oliver Twist. And it is a 3-1 Watertown Wolves lead. Shinkarik skates in, blocker save Pominville, and he holds. A frustrating turn of events for this Danbury defense, who to this point have let their goaltender down. Dearson out there with Gavrik and Anderson trying to find an answer for the Hat-Tricks. Here's Brown crossing to Listmayer. Back to Brown, turning around, shot blocked. Gavrik skates in, glove save Pominville. Gavrik almost able to make something happen out of that broken play. It will be Dearson once more out with Gavrik and Anderson. The most effective line for the Hat-Tricks so far in this contest. Gavrik with the only Hat-Tricks goal. Here's Port crossing to Powell. Up to Boudreau. Boudreau has Devaney and Marker streaking in with him. Listmayer forces him towards the boards. Listmayer up the ice. Carrying it ahead are the Hat-Tricks. Here's Corey Anderson. Anderson to the slot, blocked in front. Watertown doing a great job of cutting off those shooting lanes. Down low, here's Gavrik crossing to Anderson. Anderson back to the net, now spins away from Marker. Winds and fires a slapper that goes off the post. Now back the other way. Long shot, blocker save, rebound bouncing in the blue paint, and McGuckin covers. What a difference an inch makes. A slap shot from Corey Anderson didn't seem like that high danger of a chance for Corey Anderson, but still just finds the outside of the post. And then the other way, the Wolves are able to shoot for a rebound. They go low, and they get exactly what they want. McGuckin kicks it to the slot. They're unable to bury the rebound. That's the difference, really. Watertown has been able to execute every play that they want, and the Hat-Tricks simply have been unable to answer. As there's case in point, Shane Morrissey, normally pretty sure-handed, leaving the puck behind. Here's Atwell skating in, kick save Pominville, and he covers. As Bronner and Coachman get tied up in front of Pominville. Aaron Atwell taking a bit of a chance there for a defender, getting it in deep, but really, they need all hands on deck at this point. They trail by 2. Here's Garrett. Winding and firing and score! Kenny Garrett with a drive. And Kenny Garrett waited a long time for his first goal as a member of the Black and Orange. Comes up in a big spot. Kenny Garrett just winds and fires this one. It's a fadeaway shot. He's skating backwards, and from the center of the blue line, he's able to find his way through the forest of trees in front of Pominville. What a terrific shot that was. And for Kenny Garrett, that is his first goal of the Danbury Hat-Trick season. So now the Hat-Tricks have the deficit. It's a 3-2 game. Coachman, shot blocked by Ruiz. Puck is loose in the neutral zone. Ruiz gets it. Breakaway chance. Ruiz sliding across the way. That pass is picked off by Coachman. Shane Morrissey was the trailer. He was just a couple of steps behind Johnny Ruiz. Ruiz would have been better off just trying to deke out Pominville himself. I understand what he's trying to accomplish there, though, as you do have an exponentially higher chance of scoring when you do cross that Royal Road. Here's a chance now that's snagged out of the air by McGuckin, and he holds. That's something that Steve Valaquette always talks about in his MSG Network's analysis, Valley's View, or his company ClearSight Analytics. He always is talking about the different ways that you can exponentially increase your statistical probability of scoring, and one of the easiest ways to do that is by crossing the slot on a rush chance. If you're able to cross the hash marks in Royal Road, as he calls it, you have a 1 in 3 chance of scoring if you get a shot on goal. If you're able to cross that road twice in the same sequence, it becomes a 2 out of 3 chance of scoring. And while you certainly see those statistics at play in this particular simulation, because if you pass it out to the center of the ice crossing those hash marks, you have almost a guaranteed chance at scoring. Here's Bullard. Looking across the way, intercepted by Levesque. Levesque carries ahead. He's got 2 Wolves around him. Here's King. King with Dallas Desjardins cutting to the net. Long slapper off the pipe. Trading posts now are each respective team, as out to the point it goes, crossing to Sunstabo. To Bullard. On the doorstep, he scores! Bullard is able to sneak it under the leg pads of McGuckin, and the Wolves extend their lead to 2 once more in the final minute of the second period. I'm not sure how that got through. Take another look. Here's Bullard sneaking it underneath the leg pads of McGuckin. I do not know how that went through. I'm in disbelief. Here's Boudreau entering in the other way. Looking down low, Marker has a clear shot to the net. Backhander stopped by McGuckin. Rebound out to Boudreau. That's another kick save by McGuckin. One last chance for the Hat-Tricks. Mealy to Bolin Porter. Kick save by Pominville. And that does it for the second. The Wolves take a 4-2 lead into the final frame. And they do so by sneaking in some cheeky goals. Squeaking one past McGuckin and taking advantage of the Hat-Tricks defense. Can Danbury come back, or is their season coming to an unceremonious close? We'll find out in the third period. You're watching the Under Review's FPHL Simulated Playoff. Don't go anywhere. Well, you saw the time on attack coming up in the intermission. Almost 8 minutes for the Watertown Wolves and just 3.5 for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Face-offs, 16-9 for the Watertown Wolves. They have dominated the little statistics. Here's Shinkarik breaking in. Shinkarik's shot is seen all the way by Pominville. And they have dominated all the little statistics, and that's added up. They've simply gotten more chances. And the Hat-Tricks right now, it's fitting it's Easter because they're laying an egg right now. Here's Bonnell in the corner. Bonnell to the slot, Shinkarik. Shinkarik unable to square to the net. Now Shinkarik again behind the net as Levesque in front gets it out to the point. Atwell to the slot. Levesque turns, fires, and scores! Nicola Levesque continues to have a terrific series. He finds his 3rd goal of the series. Levesque doing damage against the team with which he won the Commissioner's Cup in 2018. Gets it to between the hash marks, and what did we say? If you're able to get it to the slot, you're able to do damage. And that's exactly the start to the period that the Hat-Tricks needed. They need one more to pull even with the Wolves. They will have to solve Jeremy Pominville one more time in the succeeding 18 minutes and 30 seconds. This one goes off of the side of Pominville's pads, and he covers up. A wonky play there as that one hit off of his pads. Face off to the right of Pominville, won by the Wolves. Desjardins carries ahead, past his own bench, past the opposing bench, entering in. Back pass now, here's Jamie Lucas down low. Lucas looking in front for Bagjul, intercepted. Bouncing around, bumper cars in the center of the defensive zone. It'll be picked up by Shane Morrissey. Morrissey knocked off the puck. Now back the other way. Here come the Wolves. To Bagjul, shot. Glove save, McGuckin. McGuckin going post to post and stopping Bagjul. And that's the kind of high danger save that the Danbury Hat-Tricks need from their netminder from here on out. He's let in a couple of softies. They need him to lock things down in the 3rd period. Here's Gavrik on the right side. Gavrik skating in, wrist shot. That's a save by Pominville, and he holds. The Hat-Tricks are able to get another offensive zone draw, and these are great if they're able to get them, but they need to also be able to win them. And there they are taking a crucial one as Steve Brown gets it to Anderson. They need to keep the puck active in the attacking zone. Anderson looks to the net, save, rebound, another save, Pominville. Pominville got the right leg pad on Dearson. Here's King now, crossing the Bullard, back to Desjardins. Desjardins looks to the net, save McGuckin. He's bumped into, puck is loose, and he covers it up as Bullard was throwing some extra checks on McGuckin with no whistles to be found. No penalties have been assessed so far in this one. That's how you know it's a video game and not an actual FPHL contest. Bullard, King, and Dallas Desjardins out to take the attacking zone faceoff for Watertown. Here's Tuma gliding ahead. Tuma has Kasich with him, looking for him. It goes off of the legs of a defender on Watertown. Tuma crossing to Garrett, back to Tuma. Tuma, long slapper, is seen all the way and held by Pominville. Tuma trying to replicate Kenny Garrett's goal from the 2nd period. Pominville has come up with some crucial saves for Watertown. That's been the difference so far. Kasich wins the draw, back to Tuma. Over to Kenny Garrett. Looking down low. Taken down by Devaney. Over to Little. Excuse me, that's Sherman on the left wing. Sherman. In past the end line, looking around. Looks towards the net. It rolls off his stick. That was Kenny Garrett getting in the way. Sherman picks up his own rebound. Now Garrett once more takes away the puck. To the neutral zone, but no further. Bruce on the right side. Bruce forced into the corner, glued against the wall. Port skates out, save, rebound, covered up by McGuckin, but a delayed call against Danbury. A holding call against the boards as Martin Tuma will be hit with a penalty. Yeah, Tuma stayed on a bit too long, and they will call holding. It will be Marker, Devaney, and Boudreau, a lethal combination on the top line for the Watertown Wolves as a long wrist shot is wired wide. Brown gets to it and lifts it out of the zone. Danbury has scored their fair share of shorthanded goals against the Watertown Wolves in the regular season. Ruiz had a shorthanded goal, Levesque had a shorthanded goal, a particularly impressive one as he fought off Powell in the process. Here's Devaney now the other way. Long slapper, blocker save McGuckin. Shinkarik picks the pocket. Now Shinkarik breaking in. Pominville, his wrist shot blockered aside. Ooh, Shinkarik had some more room to skate in and deke Pominville. See, the Shinkarik in the realm of the living would have pulled out the move that he would have pulled short-handed on Jacob Mullen when he was between the pipes for the Carolina Thunderbirds. Forehand, backhand, forehand, and simply sliding it in, as opposed to taking a long wrist shot. That's more of Shinkarik's style. And he buried a shorthanded goal en route to a big 7-6 win over the Carolina Thunderbirds back on January the 30th. Did I mention that the Danbury Hat-Trick swept the Carolina Thunderbirds in 3 games at the end of January? Have I mentioned that they were 6-1 against the Carolina Thunderbirds this season? I don't think I have, but it's just that there's certain people that I feel need to be informed of that, namely the people in Carolina or the people who run under review. I don't know, just pointing it out. Tossing that information out. See, that's what I try to do. I try to educate. I try to inform. Here's Desjardins. To the corner, looking for Bogjoul. Can't connect with him. Now Bogjoul fights for the puck and gets it out now to Lucas. Swift puck movement. Out to Lucas. Back pass to the blue line. Lucas again to Sunstable. Long slapper save. Rebound. It loose in the blue paint and McGuckin will glove it. 7:02 remaining in regulation time and the Hat-Tricks need an answer. They've killed off the penalty, but now they need to start getting more chances on Pominville, lest their season be over. Well, their virtual season, anyway. Bronner, Morrissey, and Ruiz will take the defensive zone draw for the Hat-Tricks. They'll have to charge up ice. It's won by the Wolves. Coachman to Lamoureux. Shot blocked, Morrissey. Lamoureux again. Shot saved. Listman. Up to Morrissey, and up come the Hat-Tricks. Ruiz to Morrissey. Morrissey fanned on the shot. To Bronner. Once more has the puck poked off his stick. Bronner again. To Tuma. Chips it down low. Ruiz, backdoor pass for Morrissey. Kick save, Pominville. A terrific sequence for the Hat-Tricks, and they're able to get the look they want, but Pominville able to outstretch those legs and keep Morrissey from tying up the game. 4:43 to go in regulation time. And you see just how agonizingly close the Hat-Tricks got on that. Top line out for the Hat-Tricks in their own zone, countered by Bullard, King, and Desjardins. Tied up and carried ahead now by Levesque. Levesque, who has been the biggest difference for the Hat-Tricks in this series. Here's Shinkarik with Levesque in front. Atwell, slap shot blocked and forced out into the neutral zone. Here's Atwell. To Levesque, crosses the blue line, in on Powell. Protects the puck, gets it to the slot. Bunnell chips it off the mask of Pominville and he covers. Pominville doing everything he can to keep the Wolves on top. As the Hat-Tricks try to throw everything but the kitchen sink, well, it might actually be time to throw the kitchen sink. Hail Mary time. 3:14 to go, down by 1 in the playoffs in a decisive Game 3. Here's Boudreau on the right side. Past the defense. Wrist shot save. Carried up the ice by the Hat-Tricks. Here's Gavrik. Gavrik. Looking to the net. We get a whistle. As Pominville freezes the puck with 2:19 to go. Kasich, Bolin Porter, and Mealy. They found some magic together in the early goings of the series and in the late games of the regular season. Do they have more in them? Marker carries ahead. Marker crossing the way. Kick save McGuckin. Rebound loose and he pounces on it. 1:39 to go in regulation time. Time ticking away for the Danbury Hat-Tricks as they need one goal to force extra time. They were able to score twice in the final 90 seconds in Game 2 to come back from down 3-1. Coachman's long shot, redirection, they score! Deflected in front, and Marker will get credit for the goal. We'll take another look at it as this shot from the blue line redirected off of the stick of Marker in front of the Hat-Tricks net, and that could be the dagger. Well, we talked about how the Hat-Tricks scored twice to come back from a 2-goal deficit in the final 90 seconds in Game 2. They will need the same kind of magic in Game 3. Coachman skates ahead. We'll keep an eye on McGuckin. Out to Gavrik. Can't skate the puck out of the zone, though. Here's Bagjul. Skating in. Sends it wide. Hat-Tricks need to hurry. Here comes Dearson. Crossing to Gavrik. Wrist shot. Glove save. Pominville, and he holds. McGuckin will make his way to the bench. 44.6 seconds to go before the Watertown Wolves potentially set a date with the Elmira Enforcers in round 2. Kasich wins it back to Tuma. Tuma, long slapper, blocked in front. 40 seconds to go. Bolin Porter to the point. Tuma, Bolin Porter. Bolin Porter knocked off the puck. King wraps it around. Here's Kasich. Out to the point. Garrett has his pocket picked. Less than 30 seconds to go. Well, the Hat-Tricks didn't get to see the Elmira Enforcers when they had Tyler Jurich on their roster, and it's looking like they will not, even in the virtual world. The date between the Hat-Tricks and Enforcers, that really was something that I think the entire FPHL was looking forward to. The clash of the Titans in the Eastern Conference will be no more. The Watertown Wolves pull off the upset. They take Game 3 in Danbury 5-3. And for the Hat-Tricks, their virtual season is done. For the Watertown Wolves, Jeremy Pominville steals the series, coming up with a flash and a flurry of spectacular saves. And the Wolves netminder propels them into the second round, and they will face their New York rival in the Elmira Enforcers in round number 2. Well, I know I speak for a lot of Hat-Tricks fans when I say that in these trying times, it was just at least nice to see the Hat-Tricks uniforms and hear the players' names again on the ice. So for that, we sincerely thank the underreview.org and their crew for putting all of this together in this simulated series. It's a very cool thing that they've put together. You know, even though we all know that in the realm of the living, the Danbury Hat-Tricks would have waxed the Watertown Wolves like they were Steve Carell and the 40-year-old Virgin, it's still very, very fun, this whole project that they've put together. So we sincerely thank them for all of their hard work and all of their effort, and we look forward to seeing who comes out in this Commissioner's Cup simulation. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm Casey Bryant. Have a good night.